So here's a great comment that someone left me, and it says, everyone wants to pay $0 in taxes, but paying $0 in taxes requires a lot of effort. How much leverage do you actually need? And why would you want to go all the way down to zero when you can save some of that deduction for the next year? So this is actually a great point. And I run across this all the time. And you know, if you have someone who makes $500,000, $600,000 a year, one thing that you have to remember whenever it comes to deductions is that whenever you start to move down in tax brackets, the tax savings actually get smaller. So let's just say you have a large deduction. Let's just say it's $700,000 a year and you have a deduction of $300,000. And so if you're in that top marginal tax bracket and you start to take deductions, yeah, the first part of those deductions are taken at those top marginal tax brackets. But as you start to move down, 37, 35, 32, you jump from down to 24 and then 22, and then from even down to 12 and then 10, you lose the power of your deductions gets smaller as you get lower and lower income. So something that I'll advise some of my taxpayers to do is, especially in years whenever we have bonus depreciation, if they've already accumulated enough deductions and they've offset their income down so far to where now it's probably maybe better for us to save some of those deductions and apply them next year whenever they have more income and those deductions are hit at a 37 or even a 35 or 32% marginal tax bracket, instead of taking them in the year and pushing their income down even further to where those deductions are only now worth maybe 12 or even 10%. And so yes, the answer largely does depend. Are there situations where maybe you can just take the full deduction in the year? Maybe you have a net operating loss, you can just carry that over to the next year. Yeah, and sometimes it makes perfect sense to just go ahead and do that. But every situation is different and you want to look at the whole picture. And this is certainly a risk that if you are a high income earner with a lot of deductions, you will definitely want to consider.